Hmm. I wonder if this. Wow. Okay. It actually might look like it is working. Wow. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, I've never seen this screen and it actually says live. Testing. Wow. Too bad nobody's allowed to see me. I don't know. Am I the only one that has YouTube numbers go down? Wow. Okay, that's cool that this works. That's wow. Okay, so this is only like my 50th time trying this in years. And if there is actually somebody, okay, there is a person in the chat. Oh my God, it's working. Okay, I don't know if your name is a real name or, but I'll take the bait. What's up, Mike Cunt? By the way, Nazi cunt is one of my favorite words. So I've been getting banned on Facebook 104 out of the last 111 days. Whatever. I've been enjoying my ban, but I don't know if you're real or if you're trolling. I don't even care. I'm just excited that this works. Okay, so that really is your name. Okay. Because, all right, so you know that I used to have a lot of people with names like that. But yeah, either way, I don't care. It's all funny to me, anyways. And I'm not above dick jokes. But if you've been following since my van, then you know that. So, okay, well, dude, I wasn't expecting it to work. So I don't know. I guess I can just talk shit since I'm here. Why not? It's my first time. So thanks that there's actually humans here. I didn't know humans were allowed to ever see me. In fact, I didn't even know there were really a whole lot of humans left. But dude, so this is what I want to talk about. And this is actually why I was going to see if it could work. I was trying to get the webcam to do stuff, but it was recording me terribly. By the way, is my sound coming in clear? Because I actually do have something I want to talk about, which, okay, holy crap. All right, well, thanks for being here, man. This is crazy because, yeah, I wasn't expecting this to work. So I'll just stop saying that and move on. So I hope you all are enjoying life and heeded warnings along the way and prepared yourself to the best of your ability accordingly. Because you know what? Times aren't going to get any better. In fact, this is as good as you're probably ever going to see it in the rest of your lifetime. And truth is, a lot of people we know are not going to make it. And yeah, kind of sucks. So what I want to talk about are why are people so easily distracted, led astray, lured to pay for their own slow kill. And I've referred to quite a bit the last several years is what I call the MK Ultra joke. And what I mean by that is that if you're in, conspiracy or research or truth or world or alternative news, whatever, MK Ultra is like a thing that people pay attention to, but you're taught it's just these, few poor little Hollywood stars or, just this handful of kids in an underground base, decades ago. But The MK Ultra joke really is that when they convinced you that it was abolished, it actually expanded to every single freaking human. Okay? All of y'all. Me too, right? Like, I've shared my whole journey from the time I first opened my eyes to now. It's, I never was like some pretend, hi, I'm the authority. I have all the answers. I'm going to tell you how to do it and what to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Nah, dude. I learned and taught on the way, and I believed my own bullshit, which is crucial if you want to live a healthy life, right? Because most of us are caught living a lie, right? Like these masks everyone's wearing now, dude, you've been wearing them for fucking decades, okay? But now it's accepted and in some cases mandatory. But how much is your soul worth? Like, really? Do you really think you have to hurt yourself to make someone else feel safe? Because if you do, you're one of the people that are not going to make it in this very near future. Okay? Full authenticity, accountability, self-responsibility is the only freaking way. Okay, so while truthers get you caught up in, hoard seeds and buy all this food and this and that, dude, that's just scratching the surface. Besides, if you're not planting the seeds, what good is that going to do, right? They're not just going to magically appear. And for those of you who do know, like from the time I got here, I've been working out there in the garden, trying to build my food forest, like every day. Every day, okay? And with these, 100+ degree temperatures and such, I have to water twice a day, minimum 3 hours. It takes work. That's why I did that video, will work for food. Will you work for food? I will. Let me tell you something. So I'm sure if you all, eat your medicine, right? And like garlic was a normal staple in your life, you've probably seen some changes. So, for example, for me, it was $2.99 pre-CVE. And when I got here, my first shopping trip in April, it was $6.29 a pound. In June, it was $8.29 a pound. And then here, I'll just show you the picture. A couple days ago when I went shopping, it was $10.89 a pound. Low price, of course, it says. Is this it? No. Wait, right here. Okay, here we go. $10.89 a pound of garlic. And check this shit out, dude. Yeah, $10.89 a pound. Now, anyone who knows anything about garlic lasts a really long time. It's not like a fucking tomato or a peach, right? Like when you pick them, you got to eat them or preserve them immediately or you're done. That's it, right? You're done with peaches. Garlic, you can store it for a year if it's stored properly. So when this happened and I was on the road doing this whole house thing, I'm like, oh crap, I went to the store. There was no garlic or ginger or lemons or things that I normally buy. And if I was in a home, I wouldn't have had to go out and buy because I would have had them, right? But all the garlic I've bought from them, whether the $2.99 at the very beginning, $6.29, $8.29 to $10.89, half of it is bad. So where did they store it, right? Long enough for it to actually go bad. I don't know. So I think a lot of this is engineered and such, but like oh, dude. All right, I'm just going to rant. Fuck it. Cool. So yes, I live in paradise. And yes, things are great. I don't have to deal with mask wearers or things that, a lot of other people have to deal with. My family disowned me long ago. And, so I don't have to worry about having to please anyone, right? Which has obviously been instrumental in my growth because that whole people pleasing thing, like Do you ever think about why you want to be nice to vampires? Like why you actually think, like you fear that if you're yourself, that they're going to judge you or they're going to be mad at you or dude, but please let me tell you how to keep your life vampire free. All right. Be yourself. Okay. They don't like self-responsible, self-assured humans who know themselves. Okay. You're not an easy target anymore. Like, so instead of worrying about, oh, I can't say that, they're going to think I'm a bitch, or they're going to think I'm a racist, or they're going to think I'm blah, blah, blah. Well, they don't want to play with you. Okay? They want the people that don't know themselves, that are still trying to please everybody else. Okay? Because we're taught taking care of ourselves, there is something wrong with that. What are you here for? Do you have a soul? Do you believe you have a soul path, a destiny? Do you believe this life, this place, whatever you want to call it? I'm not even going to get into semantics because semantics is what keeps you all from the actual truth, okay? Trying to like explain things like intuition or knowing or your path or your destiny and, you know, watching all these people, YouTube videos or reading books or whatever, like somehow, you know, if you can explain it, then it's more valid. But we get into these freaking debates, right? And try to intellectualize freaking true knowing, which is our freaking birthright. Like we all have it. There's nothing to be taught. You just have to shut the fuck up, right? Immerse yourself in your true nature, which is what? Nature, okay? Stop like saying, what can I do? What can I take? What can I get from out there? It's right here. And you know what? Start treating your body like the fucking sacred temple it is. Okay. Now you can't say, oh, I'm against war and all this, you know, drama in society, but then you choose convenience and then you go and support it. Okay. So if you are not living your truth right now, getting back to what I started talking about earlier, and I know it appears I'm off topic, but I'm really not. If you have the attention span for my talking in circles and pictures, but yeah, you have to live your truth no matter what your grandma thinks, no matter what your family thinks, no matter, look at that. I just looked and saw a comment. Knowing needs no explanation. You're right. And I just had a discussion with my friend recently about how I got caught up in trying to explain it. Like, obviously I knew it was there. I was using it. But when I was caught up trying to explain it or define it or intellectualize it or get this answer and talk with all these experts, right? Like on my fucking radio show, which was all goddamn tools. Like, that's what keeps you away from experiencing it. You're up all night reading about it instead of doing it, right? Like, so I did a video in 2014, my soul journeys morning after acid trip or something like that, where I said I wanted to do a movie called STFU the movie. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm trying to go within, knowing that I'm missing something, like, because of the distractions, right? And they're all around me trying to fucking talk to me about meditation and all these different kinds. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm doing it. I don't have time to talk about it. And you know what? When you know, like Sin Corona, I guess, said, it does need no explanation. Don't get caught up in trying to explain it or define it. There was a time in 2008, 8 or 9, 8, I think, where I said I wasn't going back in radio until I could explain it to other people. Like, what was that force that I could tap into when needed? You know, these fucking people who were on my show, black magician types, just kind of popped in my head when I said that. And really, if you feel that you have to use influence over anyone or anything, you're totally fucking missing the point. Okay, that's the problem, and why the distractions and lures are so easy, because you want to fucking control everything, and you want the outside world to meet your expectations based on your limited experience. Like, let's face it, we're all MK Ultra'd, okay? Some of us conscious in our healing, right? Deprogramming or reprogramming, really. You're not deprogrammed because you're a fucking computer and you're always going to be programmed with something. So what are you programming yourself with? Okay, let's get into my kitty situation. Why are I'll just talk about Americans because I live here, right? But why are we so easily led? Dude. So I have kitties. I haven't posted videos on YouTube, but you can find them on my Instagram, same name, Christy Aphrodite. And one of them got injured and he got hung up in a tablecloth, like his arm, circulation cut off. Oh God, dude, it's been so heartbreaking and traumatic. All right. So this happened. I woke up to this Saturday morning. When we first called a vet, they said, if it hasn't been days, you don't need to worry about it. And I'm looking for an emergency vet clinic, new here, right? So, and it's Saturday. Well, by the time, I realize after he takes a nap and it's not going to go away, like they said, that we have to get him an x-ray. But due to COVID and us not being existing clients with this newborn nursing kitten, we weren't allowed to be 20 minutes late. They're like, oh yeah, we're here, but you can't come here. So not only did my kitty have to be tortured, right, MK Ultra style, myself, I had to. And okay, you can argue I didn't have to, but how could I not, right? There's this innocent little angel that I can only do limited things for, which apparently I found out yesterday, 3 days later, when we finally got to go get him x-rayed, that I was doing the right thing and that he is improving and that we don't need amputation right now. But this whole experience put me back in my homelessness and my MK Ultra and all of that stuff in the past, being reminded that when you're in a traumatized state, you can't think clearly, or it takes a whole lot of consciousness, mindfulness, and practice, right? But it just had me thinking of the days in my van being chased around everywhere. And like, dude, it was non-fucking stop trauma. And at least I knew that. I knew there's no way anyone can make it out of this. This is fucking insane. So it really, really clicked at the vet yesterday, that those high states of trauma that, we think we have autoimmune disease, right? So because we can't think clearly, we have a headache, we have mild aches all over, we're, on high alert, stressed out, not sleeping, like all of these things. And not to discount, autoimmune, duh. I know that exists, but I also know you can heal it. But I'm just, for purposes of this story, like, I could, if I was somebody who hadn't already been damaged for the first 35 years of her life with doctors and found out that Mother Nature was smarter than man, I could have just gone to the doctor and got diagnosed with something myself. And so here's some examples. Like when this happened, I ended up going to get her ACE bandages to make a little splint with the stick. But I'm thinking, well, I have to go shopping anyways. And I live in an area where you can't go shopping without a cooler because everything will be rotten by the time you get back. And of course, I don't have the cooler. Yet I'm talking to the vet thinking I'm going there, but I don't have my kitty. And do I take all 7 because they're breastfeeding? And it was just, I was doing everything wrong. And so by the time I got to the store, my friend was talking to me on the phone the whole time and had to keep reminding me I was there for salmon, for mama cat, and ACE bandage for baby cat. Like, I could not focus on anything. Okay. Like even at the vet, dude. And this is after 3 days. Okay. So 2 nights sleeping on the hardwood floor with the baby, and literally having to fight with mom to want to feed him because he does need a little extra. Oh God, that's so adorable. They're right there. Oh, cuddle puddle. A little extra attention. But so, yeah, I was under high states of trauma and like totally recognized that. But I have all this good news from the doctor, basically. As soon as the conversation ended, I called my friend to let him know, you don't need to worry, at least right now. And what'd she say? I'm like, I have no clue. I mean, I knew like the basic bullet points, but I forgot the diagnosis. I forgot the words. I forgot everything just that fast, which was a really good reminder of my past living under the influence of high states of trauma, which, by the way, if you are, you can change that too, just like I did. Okay. I got videos and I can do more, but I just want to. It's not a fun place to be. So if you are living in high states of trauma, whether you're being abused at home or a shitty job or forced to wear a mask or whatever it is, you have to get out. I did that video, the #1 detox, and it's not physical. It's your surroundings, okay? And that's not to say your kitty's not going to get hurt, right? And that other things will traumatize or re-traumatize you or whatever. But yeah, it's that really helped me understand why people are so easily manipulated, why they fall for anything that their news channel tells them, which of course is the exact opposite of what anyone could find if they actually looked beyond the headlines. But why don't we look beyond the headlines? Because we're under fucking MK Ultra trauma, like full time. Every time you turn on the news, every time you're reminded of 9/11, every time there's another fake or whatever staged, right? I'm not saying they're fake. These things are happening, but it's not like some lone kid, okay? Right? People are killing people. People are dying, but it's not the way they're telling us it is, right? So we're traumatized full time. And like, take this for example. I was talking with one of my friends who's recently, like in the last few years, changed a lot of things about his lifestyle. And he went back and listened to all the old Truth Brigade and Soul Journeys radio shows and learned a lot. So in Raymond Francis, we were talking about constricting clothes and culturogenic disease and such. And so he mentioned that, oh my God, I can't believe I ever used to wear those tight socks and cutting off my circulation. I'm like, yeah, dude, I used to wear fucking bras, nylons, heels. And like, look at what we do in our program state. We do it again, right? We know it hurts. We know we can't wait to get it off and pull off our socks and nylons and bras, but we do it again. And we get in this numb, mildly traumatized state, right? Where, and with the way things are financially, people are busy working. So you don't have time to really look much further than the traumatic news headlines, but you're re-traumatized over and over and over. And let me tell you, getting rid of politics and news, whew, it changed my life a lot. And I'm actually super thankful for all the Facebook bans, which I did. I've been getting banned since 2005. Like, this isn't new. But you know what's funny to me is people who actively participated in censoring me and many others are complaining censorship, even though they've never actually been censored. But okay, dude, my numbers on my videos go down. Like, I can show you screenshots where okay, so it was February of 20, hang on, when I did that other soul journey, was that 19? February of 2019, there were 2 million views. February of 2020, it was like 1.7. But now it's, I don't know, it's ridiculous. And my other friend keeps track of the numbers on the videos, and it'll have like 888 views, Then the next time it'll have like 643. Then the next time it's like 200. So whatever. I'm going to calm down for a second and read some of the comments. Thank you so much for being here. I was not expecting this to work at all. But yeah, it's nice to talk shit for a change. So what up? Talk about the Speak Assholes on Facebook. Sounds great in Idaho. Yay, we started a garden in the yard. Virgo Rose, awesome. The most certain barrier to the truth is the belief you already have it. Totally. Yeah, if you already know everything, what is there to learn? And when you're not learning, you quit living. And that's why there are so many Walking Dead. I've said before, like all those shows and movies are about y'all and anyone who's outside. Before this would have known that. But now y'all want to go outside because you can't, right? What are the people doing that were like in the bars 24/7? Like some of which I know or knew, you know. Not very happy right now, I don't think. Okay, got my name way before news broke out. That's awesome, Sing Corona. So that must be how I pronounce it. Okay. Make a comfrey poultice. Okay, so what I've done for the kitty, well, here, okay, well, I'll just stop there and then I can scroll down. So, again, you can check all the photos and videos on Instagram, Christy Aphrodite. So I got a stick and ace bandage. I used an extremely strong essential oil blend, which you can actually read all the ingredients on my website, mytrueessence.net. And it's the painting on cream. So it has like wintergreen, above the legal amounts of camphor, menthol, just like super stimulators, right? Because I had to get the blood flowing immediately. And, you know, so that to compresses, I have a bunch of self-heal in my yard. Some people know it as Heal All, but then other people confuse that with Comfrey. So look up self-heal, and I posted a whole bunch about it on Instagram the other day, but it's absolutely lovely. And it's the one herb that you never hear about in all these experts in natural health and alternative media or whatever, but it's the one that has like the most proven scientific studies on everything from cancer to AIDS to inflammation to literally, you know, it was named that because it pretty much heals all. So I made like a cute little compress with a, well, anyways, so I made that infusion. I've done the oils. I've done like super light massage to get blood flowing, the splint, and lots of love and cuddles and here. Okay, I don't know if I can move the webcam down there, but I'm gonna try because they're just adorable. Let's see. There's oops. It's as close as I can get it. Oh shoot. I'm not really. There we go. There's some more kitty love. Dude, okay. They are nuts. They are in that stage where, holy crap. They are the cutest little things ever, but I'm definitely going to have to probably duct tape all my cords and rearrange everything after they're done being kitties and learning potty training and stuff like that. But shit. Oh, and they're all named. They were named based on, I mean, they kind of told me who's who. You know, I didn't have them like preordained. I had like other names that I thought would be cool, but I always ask them. So they were named mostly based on the planets that we have been heavily influenced by. So the ones with the white mustache or the mask, They're Jupiter and Pluto, the little twins. And then there's a big black one and a small black one. The big black one is Jaguar because he's like some badass, scary looking gargoyle. And he's like twice the size of everyone else. And then the little black one is Mercury. And then the one that looks more like the only one with brown, more like her mom, is Poseidon for Neptune. And then the one with the white little lightning bolt, I'm pretty sure it's a girl. So instead of Thor, it's Thora. And if I remember correct, all the videos like while happened live are on Instagram. So I'm actually going to go back and see which order they were born in. But I think Thora was the first because I don't know. It would make sense if she was, because she is the explorer, the instigator, that she'll knock you off your mama's tit, like push you out of the way and steal your nipple, or just she's always on top of everything. Oh my God, their personalities are just so ridiculously funny and cute, and I can't stop looking at them. Okay, let me get back to comments. Okay, so Comfrey, the path we walk has no lanes to differentiate when we are led astray. Almost seamless, though being lost will often lead you to being found. Dude, totally. I totally agree with that because, well, you have to experience who you are not to discover who you really are, right? Because many of us think, and a lot of us are caught up in trying to change our family, right? Because they expect something from you that you're really not. So we spend our whole lives trying to be that version of our parents or society or even our circle of friends to be, but I think the only way is to be yourself all the time. But we're not taught who we are, how great we really are, how powerful we really are. I mean, look at all, dude, social justice and all this crap. It's all based on the premise that you're not good enough. You're incapable. And, I could affirm it about like all those things, or like, oh, you're disabled, poor little thing. Dude, my disabilities and all these things I experienced were what made me. So while it hurts to watch your kitty in pain or a loved one, right? It's for our greater good. It can make you or break you. So do you want to look at these challenges? Like, what did I say on Instagram? Something about be proud of your obstacles because they're a measure of your worth, right? So the greater the obstacle, the greater you're being trusted, right? Like if your higher self or your creator or whoever the fuck you think it is that created you thinks you can do it, then why don't you? And when you really do it and do it the right way, again, by believing your own bullshit, right? So you can't make it by talking one story and living another. All falsity is it's eating itself. You can't serve the beast and expect it to not consume you, right? So once you cannot go back to the old way without consequences, right? Like before you can get away with that shit, right? Like soda or whatever, for instance. But once you do know, every time you go back, you're feeding the beast, and then you're like, oh, some politician, save me, please. Like, dude, if you knew who you were, you would know you wouldn't need any of that. And for those of you that still doubt that, look at my fucking path, dude. Remember when I'm like, oh, I'll never make it through this. Help! Why won't anyone help me? I am so grateful nobody helped me. I even have a video like 5 years ago bitching about people trying to help me and how it wasn't helping me. So, like, duh, I had to do it. Like, I wanted to learn to feed myself. I already knew how to grow food and a little bit of herbs and wild medicine, but I wanted to know how to catch a fish or gut a fish. Or if I had to survive or cut out, hearts of palm or things like that. I didn't want to just talk about that shit on the radio. I wanted to actually live it and see what I learned and apply it. Because the only way dude, you people that are like, oh my God, you're so talented, you can do everything. And that's cute. Thanks so much for the compliment. But no, I'm not. The only reason I learned how to do anything is because I just fucking did it. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have an engineering degree, yet I was able to devise a plan on a very affordable structure that held me up completely dry for a winter, like, and the worst winter ever in that area. Like, I didn't, I could, I don't know how to do it, and then not try, right? And be dependent. But that's how I learned. I didn't know how to build a generator house. I didn't know how to build a bed or knock out walls or do all those things. I didn't know how to gut fish. You want to know how I learned how to do that? When I was on the river. And then the guys would come in, try to show me their fish. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can I clean them for you? And they're like, what? I'm like, well, you just have to show me. But yeah, I'd really like to learn. So I learned how to fillet and gut fish. And then they started inviting me out. Of course, they would make fun of me because I would talk to the bait, the live bait, usually shrimp, and ask who wanted to sacrifice themselves for us, right? And so they would definitely make fun of me, but they still invited me. And that's just kind of how I roll. I think every blade of grass, leaf, every whiff of air I get, every piece of dirt, frogs, everything, all the time. I just love this place. I don't even know how to explain in words how I'm in a totally different world. I mean, besides the no masks and the whole self-reliance thing, I guess I made it through hell, is what I'm saying. And, the whole fact that I was able to make it, it saddens me that people don't believe it, or they won't take the time to watch or take simple advice that could free them too. But I also can't get caught up in that, because here's the bottom line. You can't help anyone anymore. There's no more time. You do what you do. If people want to learn or something from it, that's cool. But going out of your way to try to throw another safety vest at this point in time is only going to make sure you both sink. So we don't have a whole lot of time, dude. We've been talking about this for decades. All right. So it's not just talk, it's real. So if you're not doing something right now to make sure that you can have garlic, say, next year or this winter, or the war is definitely, it's real. And it's evident spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but it's coming physically too. You're not going to be able to avoid it that easily, I should say. So if any of you are not in the place you want to die with the people you want to die with, I'd say get on it quickly. And I know it sounds alarmist, but it's not. It's actual fact. But let me get back to comments before I get too dark. Ah! It's fucking reality. Okay, so the path we walk, I think, so my crown looks good on me. Okay, do soaks. Yep, doing soaks. Yep, I've had pretty good luck healing myself and every other animal I've come in contact with. So I think, I mean, we're doing everything we can according to the doctor. So they gave him an x-ray and an exam, no drugs or anything like that. And thank God the amputation is not in the near future. So I don't wear underwear. Good. Yeah, fuck underwear. Free the boobies. Yeah, anything. Oh, Nat. Oh, I emailed you. Oh. Okay, I guess I missed a few. This is great. I was not expecting this to work at all. And I literally had tried like several times right before this. So it worked. And there's actual people here. That is amazing. Thank you for being here. Oh, Poseidon, aka Saturn. That's my planet. Wow. Poseidon is also closely associated with Neptune because the water, the god of the sea, or, whatever. Maybe not god, but yeah. But Saturn, dude, I fucking love Saturn. In fact, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I said back in 2017, this Saturn in Capricorn, all of you who harmed others, went out of your way to harm another, you were going to experience every single thing I went through and then some. And I've watched it this whole 2.5 year period. And the people who were true, Saturn is karma, dude. It's like real karma. So what did you work for? Saturn appreciates people who make the hard decisions, don't take the easy way out, don't live the mindless, disposable lifestyle, which, dude, speaking of which, a few months ago, weren't we all just going to die? Like, didn't Greta say that, like, the sun was going to blow us up in a few months, and especially if we don't stop single use, like, plastic? But now all of a sudden it's okay, and we're producing more and more and more single use shit everywhere. Gloves and masks. So what is it exactly that's going to make us all fucking die however many months ago this time? Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, again, but why are we so easily led? Because we're in high states of trauma. So if you actually want to heal yourself, and I mean like all the way, fully, completely, you have to go to the places you avoided. Everything that was suppressed. And even if you don't remember everything that was suppressed, you still have to go there and at least be open to it. And maybe you won't get all your memories, and maybe you won't be able to put every single little piece of the puzzle together. But going through that conscious process of resolving the trauma is the only thing that is going to keep you healthy and happy, really, honestly. You can't be happy when you're not healthy. And you can't say one thing and do another. You can't talk local farms but still shop at Walmart. You just can't. You have to go the extra mile. Like, another thing I was talking about recently with my friend is, like, and the excuses everybody makes. Like, for 13 years, I have lived an hour away from good food. Okay? Or more. Yeah. For all of those years, no matter my condition or location, I still went the extra mile to support the farms or the local stores or whatever. Meanwhile, you're all sitting, oh, it's too far. There isn't one in my town. Dude, if you don't have a car, I get it. Okay? I'm not gonna spank you. But if you do have a car and you do actually believe your own bullshit and want to go the extra mile to treat your body like the sacred temple that it is, you can't use that as an excuse. You can't. So all of these little things, like, they seem simple and nitpicky or whatever, like, you're insignificant, but they're not. Every action should be purposeful. Everything you do in your life, every moment, every breath, every thought should be what you want more of. Okay? again, you can't talk about supporting local farms and still go buy the easy, quick, convenient shit. I mean, you can, but you won't have that healthful, soulful, purposeful, mindful, free life that you talk about. And speaking of freedom, like, you're, ta- you're talking freedom, and then you're asking a slave master to save you, and you're making yourself dependent on their medicine, and making yourself dependent on their food and their water and their everything. Like, you have to heal the disconnect, right? And I know it's a lot. I know it's overwhelming. I didn't do all this in one day or 1 year or 1 decade. I didn't start last decade, okay? I started the decade before, and I made it a full time. That was above all #1 priority. The good news is you can do it. Anyone can do it, okay? And if you know you can do it and you know you can do better, then why aren't you? Because this really, they're awake. Training wheels are off. You know what I mean? It's kind of like heal or die right now. Anyone who's relying on a doctor or going to a hospital for anything, you're just asking to die. So honestly, why don't you just admit it? Because that's also part of healing. Like me admitting that life fucking sucks. What is there to like after my guns got stolen, I'm just like, whatever, what is there to preserve anyways? I don't want to keep living this life. Fuck this shit. I want to die. I begged God every day to make it so I didn't wake up in the morning. Okay? Like, but you're not allowed to say that, or your friends are going to have you locked up and force medicated. So that fucking sucks. Again, you have to be only with people that allow you to be fully authentically you and realize that these are just passing, fleeting emotions, and with being loud to express, all right? And hopefully with some compassionate ears, or write it, or box it, or paint it, or do whatever, but don't fucking drink it and don't fucking pill it, because you're never gonna heal it, okay? So yeah, if you wanna die, be honest. It's okay. It is totally okay. You're not a horrible person. You didn't do anything to deserve your suffering, unless you did. But for the most part, right? It's challenges, they're obstacles, they're opportunities for growth. So, you know, I'm kind of realizing, like, I've never played video games or things like that, but life pretty much is like a video game. And if you garden, dude, you know it's a full-on war, right? You can't. It's not like, oh, you just put some seeds in the ground and then you see some pretty flowers and then you get to eat some food. No, you're working every day, prevention, maintenance, like, and moving in here. I didn't know they were freaking Japanese beetles all burrowed in the ground, you know, so, and you have to kill them, right? You have to kill them. You have to get rid of the parasite that's destroying your food supply. If you are gardening and in touch with nature, you're going to feel a little less hesitant in removing the parasites in your own life. Like, why is it okay to keep rats out of your house, but you're not allowed to tell a vampire no? Right? You can kill squash bugs, right? But not a narcissist. And I don't mean kill like physically kill. I just block, like, not a Facebook block, like, you don't exist anymore. You cannot drain my life force anymore. Like, oh, but I'm an empath. You're an empath? Empath yourself, yo. I mean, really? Don't tell me how great and kind you are to everyone else. Be it to yourself, because self-love really is the only way. And real self-love, not narcissistic self-love, like go put on your mask and get your nails done and this and that. I mean, I get it if you're like on stage or, something like that where it's part of your job or whatever. But if you're like where I used to be, okay, I'm talking about myself here. Every single thing I talk shit about, okay, I was at one time. So a hair out of place, dude. And I'd be like, it would ruin my whole day. Like everything was based on image. And I didn't like it, but that's what I was programmed all around me. That was essential. And that's really my only worth. And which, of course, again, made me miserable. And I want to die because why? I'm just supposed to be a piece of meat that a bunch of strangers are supposed to fucking gawk at. Like, it was miserable. But really, so getting back to full on authenticity, right? Versus the mask. You notice, I don't know one single authentic person that put on a mask. That's all I got to say. And I don't care what your excuse for putting it on is. Oh, well, my family feels this. Well, if you were authentic, you would stand up and say no. And guess what? Every time you say no when you really mean it, you will be rewarded. Once you get rid of those parasites in your garden, you can actually harvest a goddamn tomato, right? You're going to let the tomato hornworms eat them all because I don't want to be mean. Somebody might think I'm a bitch if I picked off the hornworms. All right, let's check it out. Cindy Lou, being yourself generates your joy and increases our magical fucking potential. She didn't say fucking because she doesn't act like a fucking truck driver like some of us here. But seriously, that is the magic. And getting back to magic, I talked about using influence or whatever. The true magic is surrender, in case you haven't figured that out by now, right? You're not going to control anything out there or anyone or a politician or your neighbor or your child or anything, right? When you give up the need to control everyone and everything about you and surrender to what actually is, that's where you can be present in the magic that literally is there every moment. It's there whether you're noticing it or not. So it really is up to you to make a choice. And this isn't like in a shaming or blaming way. And it's not easy. You don't just like make the choice and then la, 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 everything's perfect. No, you make the choice and then you work your fucking ass off for 13 years and cry and scream and cuss and embarrass yourself and allow people to ridicule and still stand strong. Yeah. You know why people don't do it? Because it's not easy. They're still afraid of what everyone else thinks of them. But guess what? It's actually a waste of time because everyone else is thinking the same thing. So they're not even like, if you're ashamed to be seen a certain way in public, dude, they are not looking at you because they're too worried thinking about what you're thinking of them. So just be. Besides, look in history. Do you order followers or people who do what they're told? Like, is that who you worship? Or those the musicians you like? Or whoever it is that you admire from the past? Or is it the people that were brave enough to stand up and pave their own way? Who do you want to be? Are you living your life for you or are you living it for someone else? Yeah. I think I made it kind of simple in a video a while back. Your job is to find out who you are, right? To follow your heart, to follow your soul path. Their job, they as in whoever they are in your life, is to distract you from your path. So know that. Act like you're in a freaking video game, okay? And just like click your block or shoot the squash bug or with neem oil or whatever, okay? Otherwise, why are you here? All right, comments. Sorry, I haven't talked a lot. I've actually been way busier than I should be for living so isolated. Dude, just this week, had to meet a truck driver for the generator, had a bunch of plans delivered, had the locks, had the oven fixed. That was the third visit, by the way. Wait, I know there's something else. Electrician, security, vet, random people asking for directions. Dude, I can't even remember. It's so much. And due to COVID, like I couldn't even get a damn freezer or refrigerator. But finally, by first week of August, allegedly, like the 5th, I should have those things, even though I would have already paid interest 1 or 2 months on them before I get to even see them, like the generator and like almost everything else I bought, including plants. Like setting up a peaceful heaven on earth is not without problem. And at least I didn't have to replace the floors. So that's good. God, oh, you're sweet, Rudy. Thank you. I find it hard to ask for help. I intuitively know at my lowest of lows, I'm guided to experience the betterment of triumph. That's totally true. But also, sometimes, we do need to be okay with asking for help too. Because, like, at least for me, there was like a pride issue, right? And again, I love the challenge of being able to do it and figure it out. And that's what we're supposed to do, right? But a little hand up, or if you really, need something that your friend or somebody can provide that would really help, like getting that 660 feet of fence out of the back of my van, which actually I did do alone. But I did think, okay, so a better example. I needed help towing my mower because I keep getting it stuck. But it's super fun paving new trails. So yeah, it is your path and your challenge. And I honestly believe tests, and when we do it the right way, right? Don't take the easy way out. I believe we get rewarded. And sometimes those rewards aren't immediate. Hello, right? But they do happen. And in this case, in the nick of time, dude. How crazy is that? This whole house search, honestly, was a year. And then for 5 months, I thought I had that other one, like 2,000 miles away. It was crazy. It was hard, but I had to commit, and thankfully made it right in time. There is no way I could live in Washington right now. Like, Washington governor's like, oh, you're all going to die even if you fish on your own property. And Washingtonians are like, oh, okay. Well, will you feed me, please? Like, okay. And I'm not talking shit about everyone in Washington. I do read comments and I do see that there are some clear thinkers, but it's the biggest Nazi state I think there is. In fact, when I escaped California, I thought there couldn't be anything worse. But the mind control in Washington is at least on par with California. So, yeah. And it's really crazy that the environmental group covered for the DNR guy telling us that he's going to burn us. Why would the environmental group cover for him and then ban videotaping and come after me? That was it though. Like I knew then because I had that trip planned, but then I saw that, I'm like, oh shit. Because I already knew there was shit going on. But when I saw that was scheduled, I kind of had to put my trip off, and that was the defining moment. Definitely out of state. Like I had looked out of state before, but then it was more serious because I was kind of still hoping to live on the volcano. But dude, Aphrodite went to Olympus. I'm done. We may never see it again, those beautiful rainforests, and that sucks, but I'm just talking all over. Oh, dude, don't hate yourself for, a predicament where you could have avoided. I mean, yeah, it's totally like you should feel all of that, actually. But definitely don't hate yourself, because you already know that everything we do is just a lesson or a test. And so, whatever. I guarantee there's people that you love or that you forgave that did way worse things than you did, right? And you love them. Also, how else would you really know? Like, for example, the video I brought up earlier that I did in 2014, my soul journey morning after acid trip, or whatever it's called. Like, I was talking it, like I had the knowing, but I didn't have the experience. So, every downhill, like they're like, fuck you. Okay, it's one thing to talk it, but we're going to make you fucking experience. So you had to walk it. And were any of those things like mistakes? I don't think so. Like, was I really lured to this terrible place to be tortured? Or, dude, the places I went to were written down in my phone, in my dreams, okay? Like, way ahead of time. So this is kind of messed up. I guess I'll talk about it. But so I'm like, am I fucking delusional? Did I get tricked? Right? Like, yeah. But yeah, because I was looking at it wrong. Like, I was a victim. And I mean, yeah, dude, we're all victimized, right? Since birth. If you're a dude and your mom passes you off after your first breath to have you clamped down and chopped, okay? Yeah, there's some fucking trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. The sooner we realize and get in touch with our pains that we've been taught to hide, I think the quicker we can heal it. But so yeah, you were victimized, right? They chopped your shit off. And many other people, or children who were raped, or like all of this stuff. We're all fucking traumatized. Okay? Not because you deserve it. You didn't get raped as a baby because, you did something bad in a past life. No, it's because how else are you really going to know? And I'm not saying that's why you got raped. Okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, when we don't really know these experiences until we go through them. And we can choose to play the victim, like I was for a long time. That's all I knew. My mom was a professional victim. Like, everyone around me was a victim. And in fact, they were all victims of me, like saying, what the hell is going on? It was just crazy. But when I realized, dude, if all these people are going to fucking victimize me, they must think I'm pretty special. I want to know what they know. Why would this many traps or sabotages or things be put in my way? So that was kind of more my motivation, like, fuck you. Plus, I mean, I'm in a sports museum, dude. Since the time I was a child, I've always kind of been someone who doesn't want to lose, but who can lose, right? You can lose the battle to win the war. Sometimes you just have to choose priorities and live them. And like, while people criticized me in my path, why are you wasting time building that tent? Or why are you doing this? Or why, you do everything the hard way? Or like, why don't you just, be like everyone else? And it's like, you clearly don't fucking understand. Like, that experience I gained in the last 10 years, you don't think that prepared me for exactly where we are today? You don't think that gave me any skills, the ability to, I was abandoned. Yeah, I was kicked out of society. Yeah, I was censored, my income, blah, 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 slandered, whatever. Each of those is a benefit, though, right? Like, before, when I was slandered, it would like totally break me. Like, I can't believe somebody would say that. But now I'm like, oh, that is so awesome, because the people who fall for it, right? Like, it used to break me when people fell for it. But now I'm just like, oh my God, thank God I can see how fake they are now, or how easily led and lured they are, right? So to me, it's it's all been a benefit. In fact, it's funny. It's actually one of my most favorite things to laugh about is the fact that all the people that tried to do the things they did to me to keep me down, and then I come out on top and they're spinning their heads like, what the fuck happened? I have them to thank. It's awesome. It's yeah, I wouldn't take back anything in my life. So, you know, just because you're not like a victim, I'm not trying to diminish anybody's real path and real feelings, but that's a key. Feel that, but don't get stuck in the victimhood. Just realize, is in a fucking video game, my character is badass, so he or she has a more difficult challenge, and obviously I wouldn't have this challenge here if somebody didn't think I could do it. So let's just find a way. And, you know, getting back to what I said earlier about not knowing how to fucking do anything. I didn't figure it out until after I did it and tried. And most things worked out like the first time because I listened to my intuition. That's all. You can do that too. And if anyone gets anything of all my entire path that I've put out there that has been erased multiple times over and over and over, but there's a good amount now on this channel, thank God. So if there's one thing I want, if anyone gets it, is that you can do it too. And you really can create the life of your dreams by refusing to live the lie on every level. Okay? Don't just tell your body, well, yeah, I know the socks hurt and the bra hurts, but I'm just going to keep doing it anyways and zone out and get all fucking traumatized and easily triggered and stressed out. And like, that's so dumb. Besides, if it was working, why are more people dying? Why are more people sicker today than ever? We're in a so-called technically scientific advanced whatever society, like the smartest fucking most powerful ever, and we have more poverty and disease than ever in history. How does that happen? How civilized are we really? And is civilized really a good thing? Like being civil to vampires again? Let me go check the oh my God, yeah, Christy is live for reals, and I don't know how it happened. I wanted to start playing with it, and it didn't work the first few times, and then it did. So I was like, oh fuck, because there was like, Mike Hunt was here. So I had to stay because I didn't know if he was messing with me or not. And then in typical girl fashion, I've probably talked about like 400 subjects. But let's see. Yeah, good. Oh, this is so cool. There's so many beautiful and wise people here. This is so neat. Yeah. So yeah, that choice, that whole victim thing is not like I would dude, that's one thing. Like that whole new age community and spiritual bullshit, dude. I'm always gonna slay a beast. All right. And speaking of slaying beasts, like, dude, don't let people convince you that you're not supposed to stand up for yourself. And if you really are a warrior or a hero or on those journeys or whatever, that means you're all of yourself, right? Full spectrum, like every aspect. You're not hiding any of it. And there's a time and a place for everything, including a time to kill. And for those of you who say, well, I don't kill, I'm vegetarian, I'm vegan, bullshit. You're killing always, every time you fucking consume something, right? With your hands or your dollars. So you're either hiring a hitman to kill that chicken, or a farmer to ship those fucking pineapple up from, from Argentina to Finland, right? Well, how many animals had to die in that process? The farmer had to kill people and things, right, to get you that pineapple. And then how much roadkill on the way, right? How many different trucks, how many planes, how much jet fuel, how much blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I have to say this. Why the fuck doesn't anyone care about killing plants? Dude, I cry just as much over a dead tree or a plant than a raccoon or a frog or any, you know what I mean? So how am I talking about this? I have no clue. What do you want me to talk about? It's been a while. I'm in the boonies. And this is cool. If I guess I would post that I was live on Facebook if I was allowed to post on Facebook. Okay, I'll go back there. So being a full, holy, right, whole human is all of that. We are killers, okay? So whether it's your food, your dietary choices, whatever, it's what we do. You can't grow a garden without killing. I have to kill weeds. I have to kill grass. I have to kill bugs. I haven't had to kill any animals yet. But if I have to, I will, because I have to eat. And guess what? I'll eat that animal too, because I'm not letting anything on this property ever go to waste. Everything will always be honored and respected. So I'm well, how do I say this? I'm still rigid as fuck when it comes to my diet, but I'm not as rigid as I used to be. And, homelessness really gave me a lot to think about. And I mean, so like, imagine this. I wasn't even in a home, right? Didn't have access to juice and my own beautiful organic garden and fresh this and that. Couldn't afford my supplements, couldn't do things that I used to do, right? That I used to rely on for vibrant health. How did I heal myself? Let me tell you something. Oh man, that Thanksgiving, my other homeless friend that would hang out with, we used food stamps to buy, I don't know, it might have been a chicken sandwich in a store because it was the only thing open and the only thing that we could buy, like a cold, and we were grateful. We were grateful. Like my food snobbery, let me tell you, it's still there. But homelessness taught me a lot. Like I thought I was grateful before. I thought I had suffered and done without before. And I preached gratitude and this and that. But let me tell you, and then, if somebody's going to give you a turkey dinner, you're going to eat it. If somebody, you know what I mean? And you're going to eat it with love and gratitude. And a lot I found more important than our diet is our thoughts about it and how we treat it. And in no way am I condoning not being mindful with your diet. In no way am I condoning consuming garbage or corporate, poison or anything like that. I'm just saying that what we're taught of the perfect diet, and if we don't do it this way, we're going to die, and this is the only way, is not true. Because I was not able to do that in my homelessness. I had to eat store-bought salads. I had to rely on almost everything was prepared for me, right? Or a can, or, I had salads at the restaurant I worked at, and anytime I could, I had some fruit here and there, nuts here and there, but I ate what I was blessed to come across. So how did I heal myself? Do you ever wonder that? Like, and what's interesting about this is when I was in the wheelchair in 2007 and went on that journey and healed myself, when we went out to the country for, left San Diego, blah, 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 got out of the wheelchair. That was all done in a home. It was done with modifilan, clay, greens, dandelions, good food, a juicer, a water distiller. Sorry, not a water distiller, a water filter, a Berkey filter. And I bought distilled water, H2O2, herbs and all this stuff in my garden. I did it with all that in the comfort of my home, and I still didn't completely succeed. Yet without that, if any of you have seen my recent videos or Instagram stuff and you've seen the work I've done here, that's not something that could be done by somebody who was in the condition I was in 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So how did I do it without the perfect diet? Does anyone want to take a guess or share their opinion? Because honestly, I really want to know. Because I know, but I'm not really good with words. Y'all are, we have a screaming kitty. Who's here? Let's see. I'm going to show you one since they're awake again. Oh, they're playing. They're playing. And who are you? Here's Thora. Always Thora. Thora the Explorer. And because I think she's a girl, but she's definitely a Thor. So Thora, say hello. I know it's really weird being up here, huh? But if you look on that screen, then you'll see yourself. That'd be so weird, huh? Oh my God. Meow, meow. So yeah, that lightning bolt gave her name. Oh, dude, she just jumped on the desk. Holy shit. On the keyboard. Okay. Yeah, she is. There ain't no mountain she can't climb. And why? Well, because she believes that, right? She's not limited by the MK Ultra prisons that we were limited in. So let me try to get back on point. Okay, I'm back at victims and death is life, totally. Plants won't help you if you throw them in the trash, right? Dude, why are we throwing plants in the trash too? And I realize people in cities don't understand nature. Put that fucking food outside, make it compost or mulch or let it frickin' reseed itself. Yeah, gardening takes work, but it also kind of doesn't. Mother Nature kind of does her own shit. So I don't know. I never really understood that. Get a damn compost pile. Volunteers always come up, right? So even if you think you don't know how to garden, get a compost pile and let that grow for you. Working your ass off. I am so sorry. Yep, big core food. Exactly. That's what I don't understand, why more people aren't taking the signs seriously. How is food for you guys? If you weren't here earlier, I'll just say pre-CV, garlic was $2.99. When I moved here, it was $6.29. June, it was $8.29. And the other day, it was $10.89. And I showed a picture earlier in the video. In fact, I'll show it again, so if you weren't here. So here it is. This was 3 days ago. Oops, let's back up a little. $10.89, a pound of garlic with half of it bad. So, and where were they storing it to make it go bad in this time? Garlic doesn't just go bad in 2 months. So that opens up room for a lot of questions, right? Why was no garlic on the shelves then? And now that it is on the shelves and it's those prices, it's rotten? Garlic doesn't just go rotten. So I don't know if you have any idea. Oh, all right. Hello, everybody. Yeah, this is totally out of the blue. And I am so excited that I finally got this to work, because now, like, if I want to record a video, I can just click a button instead of try to delete kitty videos on my phone to make space, because I just can't stand deleting anything kitty. Dude, and it is hot. I should turn the air conditioner on. Actually, I will. I'm going to turn. I don't need to sit here and sweat and be uncomfortable. I'll be back. Hello, babies. Okay. Yep. Thank you. So much better. It's so hot. Yeah, like over 100 in the Ozarks. But oh, okay. So you noticed a lot of crappy produce, including, dude, toad. Most of the produce I got hasn't been used, and it really sucks. But you know what? I took my own advice I just gave a few minutes ago, and they're planted. Like, what else can you do? So that rotten cantaloupe I bought is now like 100 cantaloupe plants in the deer garden. Um, what else did I? Okay, so I bought a cauliflower that was rotten. That just ended up being compost. I couldn't plant it. Peppers that went bad ended up becoming plants. Tomatoes that went bad are plants. A cucumber that went bad is plants. All the garlic that was bad, the inside, the little pieces that weren't, are plants. So I do not like throwing food away. And I don't like that I have to go to a store to spend $250 in 2 brown bags and still not like be able to make a meal with it. So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to build food security. Like, I'm not going to just keep, being okay with buying rotten produce. I'm not okay with only 2 types of apples. I'm not okay with an organic section that's smaller than my bathroom. I'm not okay with that. So it's fortunately out here. I mean, everything is far, but there are farms that you could get anything: eggs, cream, lamb, buffalo, anything you want, you can get from a farmer here, or a store that sells exclusively. And I don't mean here, like right here. I have to drive an hour, but green peppers, dude. I had rotten or red peppers, but I put the seeds in the ground and they are popping them up. Yeah, so you guys are getting, let me see. Yep. Everything's, dude, lemons too. Holy crap. Yeah. Whatever happened to like garlic and lemons and ginger and stuff lasting forever? I've had to plant my ginger because like 3 days later, it's like growing shoots. The lemons, it's terrible. I don't think I can grow a lemon tree, but I did buy one. And I did save the seeds and then put some of the seeds in a little soil just to see what would happen, because why not? I have space, right? So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And kind of the way I see it with everything I'm doing, 30% is going to go back to Mother Nature anyways, right? The squirrels, the coons, the deer, the elk, the bunnies, the birds, everyone else is, so then the remaining 60%, how much of that is actually going to go perfectly and not get taken out by squash bugs or hornworms or vine borers or whatever, right? So in my opinion, you can't really plant too much. I mean, provided you have the space, right? Because probably not everything's going to make it, right? Not all humans make it. Not all plants are going to make it. So the way I see it, if, I plant 150 species and only 50 make it, I'm still doing good. But hopefully 150 make it, but maybe not. chemtrails, that's going on. And always when they do that, we get clouds and then we get some kind of delicious rain. The air quality every day, they say, dude, I'll just read it to you. It's hilarious. It's like, what the? How do I? Okay, here we go. So every day, the air quality is a different number of not good enough. According to them, current air quality. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. Dude, wait. Can you? Sorry, I can't make that. Yeah, but it literally says that. You experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. Wait, what? If I go outside and breathe air, I'm going to die? Every day there's a different number, and it's always fair or below average. So even they say the air sucks every day. But yeah, so chemtrails, things like that. Every plant might not make it. Animals, every plant might not make it. So I'm trying to make sure I still have something, even if a lot doesn't make it. So potatoes are going bad. Oh, yeah, dude. This health food store, or not health food store, it's a local farmer's market, but it's a store, but it only sells local farms. But it's not a market because it's a building. But anyways, yeah, the first 2 times I bought potatoes from them, they were bad in like 2 or 3 days. So I planted them too. What do you do? I totaled up my second quarter homestead production the other day. I grew 167 pounds of food in 3 months. Holy shit! That is awesome! Where do you live? And that's pretty awesome because it's July. So obviously you were able to plant your garden in time, unlike me. But I'm super grateful I got anything so far already. But dude, that is fucking awesome. I want to know more. 167 pounds in 3 months. Tell me about your garden. Okay, hello. Okay, store onions are half rotten. Yep, same experience for me with onions. God, this is terrible. So it's not just, you see what I'm saying? It's like everywhere. Why aren't people like, are you seriously going to be okay with a wafer? Oh, dude. I watched some movie last night. It's called Snow something. Snow. It was pretty brutal, which I did not like, but it was a true story. They're on some train. It's like the end of the world or whatever, and it's all frozen. And some dude that starts with the W is like the hero that built this sacred engine, and it's run by, I don't know. Anyway, Snow something. Why did I talk about that? But all this shit's real, man. We're going to die. Just kidding. But seriously, they're telling us in the movies, right? They're eating these disgusting little something wafer thing. That's all they had if they're in the back of the train, right? While the people in the front had their gardens and, all the stuff that you're accustomed to being easily available right now. Yeah. So if you're not doing something, can you tell me why? Like, are you okay, like, letting other people give you what they want or trusting the government to feed you? Like, I honestly want to understand why you're not. Okay, let's see. I've become an expert canner, dehydrator, food preserver in 4 months. Awesome. I just got a dehydrator finally, which I guess should be in time for peaches and all of that stuff. But if you have any tips you want to share, that would be super cool. In fact, I'm like wondering if there's people like us that like to do a bunch of shit. If, I don't know, there was a way that we could get together and like talk about it, but like what we're doing or how we're doing, or share skills or recipes, or I don't know. It just popped in my head. Um, okay, where are you? Prices are going up due to not spraying chemicals, hence maybe why. Yeah, no. I don't think the chemicals are. Yeah, they're still spraying. Yeah. Dude, like look up on the Washington Peninsula. Every single lake has been poisoned with that blue-green algae, the same stuff they're found in now New York and Michigan and all these other places. That's glyphosate. Yeah. Our water sources are like, we already know everything's poison, right? I mean, let's get real. And again, it's not an excuse. Oh, I can't eat healthy because everything's poison. No. I mean, we're like acknowledging the fact, but it is getting worse. It's getting to the point where there's, I mean, I'm honestly afraid what's going to happen to this lake, if they keep spraying. So, oh, you have a lemon tree that came with the property. Awesome. So you definitely must be in South. All right. I have my own trees: 2 apple, lemon, mandarin, lime, plum, pomegranates. Yay! Okay. Um, Blackberries, strawberries, dude. There's wild blackberries and wild strawberries on the property here too, and grapes and of all this different kind. There's also a persimmon grove, but if anyone knows about persimmons, so some of them flowered, and I was like, yes, but all the flowers disappeared, and I don't see any fruit on any of them. And granted, they are on the edge of the forest. So I don't know what's going on there, but I might not. There are baby persimmons that I'm nurturing and putting them in a different place, but could they all be males? Like, really? Or is something else going on? So, anyways, I did a video about my second quarter. Oh, I totally do. Put a link, Love Cat. Let's get a link to your, or can I click on it from this chat room? I'm totally new to this. This is my first time ever. So yeah, I'm trying to, yeah. It doesn't let me click on like your name or anything. But yeah, totally. Put a link to your video. Okay. Oh, that's really sweet. The comment was, uh-oh, it just moved on me. You look healthy more so than the last 5 years. I did say the other day, I feel like the more work I do, the younger I get. But again, that's just nature, right? It's because I'm back to my source. I'm back in nature. Shit's fallen into place, right? Like the pain I used to have when I was living in that 5G place and working that terrible job. I don't have that anymore because I'm out barefoot every day, and I'm not surrounded by all those things, and wireless, and getting tan too. I don't. There's no place I would rather be. That's for sure. Okay. Breathing is so 2019. Yeah. Isn't that something? Like, don't breathe the air. You'll have minor to moderate symptoms. What kind of symptoms? And what's it from? You're just trying to tell me that it's just the air that's going to kill me? Do we all need to? Isn't there some movie of a dude that lived in this little bubble? Is that where we're going with all this? Okay, put your mask on. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I took mine off long ago, but this whole thing really reminds me, like I've always said about Halloween, people think they're putting their costume on, and I'm like, no, you're taking it off, right? So, because people are who they really are underneath, you know? And so the whole mask thing, it was just like, here's a stamp. I'm just going to let everybody know I'm a complier, and I'm the type of person that will belittle, ridicule, shame, bully, call cops on if you don't do what I think you need to do to make me feel safe. And then they go to McDonald's. It's so like, I don't understand. If you don't want to be sick, then don't be sick. Like, just don't do it. Just do what you need to do to boost your immune system. Start eliminating unnatural and replace it with natural. It really is that simple. And it doesn't have to be everything all at once, but it's not just what you eat, it's also what you consume in your mind and your energy. Okay? Yeah. Canned potatoes, dehydrate them. All right, dude, you're gonna have to tell me about dehydrating potatoes. I've never been a somebody who eats things out of boxes, so I'm kind of envisioning like a what's that fake potato stuff you buy in the store? Is that real potato? And if you do it on your own, maybe you want to show like a recipe. Does it taste good, or is it worth it? I don't know. Powdered food. Canning them. I live in San Bernardino. Oh, that is so you have perfect weather, and you probably get like at least 167 pounds every 3 months in food. That's awesome. Snowpiercer. Yep, that's the name of that movie. It was really gross, but super true. So the people on the back, yeah, that slop. Like, don't people who aren't trying to build their food security like worry about that? Or that, what's that other movie? The Green, Soylent Green, or here's what I don't get. Every other time and place in history, there's been some terrible war, feast, or famine, or something like that, right? Or some evil dictator, or some, everywhere. But for some reason, people here think it could never happen to us. Dude, even our own parents or grandparents' generations went through it. Like, why do we think that we're immune? Why aren't we doing things to help ourselves be a little less dependent? Like, how long do you think that hopium is going to last? You're coming over. Cool. Please do. Oh, man, you made strawberry jam. Oh, wow. You canned whole strawberries. So not just as a jam, but just like a normal canning? Please explain that. What canned, like literally canned, like boiled, or I like to freeze as much fruit as I can for smoothies. Or dehydrated, because I'm kind of a snacker. And also, I was talking about diet earlier. There's many other influences, which I should make it just a separate video because this is like 40,000 subjects by now. But knowing our astrology, or knowing our Native American medicine wheel, or things like that can help us find the perfect diet for us, right? Because it's not just this one diet fits all for the whole world. It's where are you located, right? Environmentally, biologically, plus like we're not all the same, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I've said that before. That's like the number one lie, where one of the first lies. We're all created equal and we're all the same. We're not all the same. We're not the only species on the planet that's exactly the same as every other thing with 2 arms and 2 legs that walks upright. We're not the same. So when you know who and what you are, or are you part turkey? Are you part deer? Are you part fish? Are you part bear? Are you like knowing those things about yourself can help you understand why you eat or crave what you do, or help you be on track with who you are at the core of your nature, which goes way beyond this temporary earthly existence. I like to mail seeds that I saved in case anyone wants to get some. Dude, my seed box, that big old tote I paid to carry with me all these years, poof, gone. Just so all of this, I had to start from scratch. So it wasn't like I just got here and put seeds in the ground. Like dude. And trying to buy seeds again is like during a pandemic is like fucking trying to buy a refrigerator or or a freezer or a generator or rubbing alcohol. Yeah. So um I got enough, obviously, but there's a lot I would love to replace. So I don't know. I think maybe we should get like some garden kitchen uh, discussion, like, I don't know, a weekly something. Because, I mean, I can talk about what I do, but again, I'm only one person and that can get really boring. I certainly don't know everything. In fact, I don't even know half of nothing. So, but I like great minds getting together and sharing what they learned either from their culture or their habitat or whatever you learned in your story. And that's important shit to share. And I think that's, I mean, obviously the witch burnings were women congregating and were kind of, I was burned publicly, faced 56 years and chased out of everywhere. Like, I know. But now everybody is, not allowed to congregate. So I don't know. Maybe we can use these online platforms to help ourselves and help others. And my email is christyaphrodite@gmail.com. So if anyone is interested in maybe doing like some kind of round table discussion and talk about what we're doing for preserving gardening, whatever tips or things we've learned along the way. All right. Oh, hello, she that exists. Dude, it's not just your first time, it's my first time. And I've tried dozens of times in the last 3 years. Including multiple times today. So I was not expecting this to work. And then when it did, here I am. So thank you all again for being here. And now that I know I can get it to work, I'll totally do this more often. And when I'm not banned on Facebook, if that ever happens again, I think it's the new normal. They just keep my page there just to, I don't know why. It's kind of bullshit because they ruined my business pages before. And it just kind of sucks, but whatever. I don't need them to make me happy. In fact, I kind of enjoy it because, I can get some shit done. It's better than fighting with fucking bots on Facebook. Anyways, I don't really have anything nice to say anymore. Honestly, I can't placate the whole ignorance thing. And it's always the most ignorant that pretend to be the most intellectual. Or, dude, even one of the dudes that lived on the farm I just moved from, like before I left, he was like trying to like laugh at me, like as if that was going to hurt me. But he was really like literally like how my brother and his friends were when they were telling me to kill myself when I was really young. And like, that's how that was. Oh, you're so stupid. And oh, you really know. I believe science. I'm just, I'm like, whatever, dude. If you want to believe everybody's a fucking walking virus, have fun with that. And I just fucking walked away. But I cannot coddle people's wrong beliefs. There actually is a difference between right and wrong. Hate me for it. I don't give a fuck. There are no 50 Shades of Grey. There are no your truth is, no, there is the truth, period. And there's different perceptions of it, but there's still only one truth. And yeah, I'm not saying I know it all, by the way, just in case anybody, but I do know a lot of truths, some truths, which I proved with my walk. So, but that's again why, look, you prove truths in your lives through your walk, right? It's not like mine's so special. And that's why I think like coming together, congregate, or talking about the things we're talking about, the garden, the canning, medicine, stuff like that. I think more minds are better than one, and almost any mind is better than mine. So, okay, slice them and dry them. Okay, thank you. Thank you for this sweet. Dude, I didn't even brush my hair or whatever. I was out in the garden sweating, and then I'm like, oh, I don't even know what prompted me to see if it would work. But yeah, so sorry I didn't freshen up. I didn't put my mask on. So I mean, yeah, I can talk shit no matter what. Okay. I grate them like hash browns and dehydrate. Okay, so you grate them and you could dehydrate. Like, does it turn into powder when you dry the little hash brown grated sizes, or does it kind of stay that size? Okay, let's see. Aloe vera. Yep, I got a little baby. All my plants are babies, but it's so cute watching them grow up. Oh my God. I got my first freaking orange. Okay, I don't know. I'll try to show you from the phone again, but it is so adorable. And I know all my plants are babies, and certainly, wasn't expecting any like fruit or anything like that this year. But dude, check out this cute little baby. It's like half the size of my pinky nail. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just love it. Okay. So potatoes. I want to learn more about potatoes. And okay, aloe vera. Where's they're blocking people's comments. So I'm unblocking them. They blocked like all good comments. Something I want to read. Like they're definitely not spam. And they're definitely not abusive. Okay, red aloe. Wow. Okay, you clean and mix them with sugar, set for 5 or 6 hours, pack in jars and fill jars, 1/4-inch headspace with juice, process water baths. So that must be the canned strawberries. Sorry, I'm so far behind on the comments. Me thinks me talks too much shit. Oh, that's so cute. Love Catspiracy. I can 9 red potatoes and 6 russet, but they look like mush. Yeah, I want to learn more about that. But if we had a nice, cool space, potatoes would last kind of forever, too, or at least until the next ones grew. I mean, it's like a big order to be able to grow every single thing you consume, but I think it would be pretty cool. I don't know how to grow oil, but I guess I could get an olive tree and maybe get a press. I don't know. Let's see. Zoom, Virgin, Virgo. I am Sun, Mercury, and Mars in Virgo with a Pisces ascendant and Moon in Sag. with Saturn in Gemini. So I'm a big fat square. I don't know who I am from one moment to the other, but usually the Sag in there is going to tell me because he knows what's up. He knows everything. The Virgo kind of does too, but the Virgo is a little more subservient than the Sag. We are swimming in your stream. PF. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, I'm learning. Zoom. Spit. Thank you. I love to spit. Oh God, you got the COVID. Yeah, I spit and cough truth. Your city doesn't allow chickens? Really? Oh, but you did it anyways. Good for you. But an entire city? Like, I've definitely seen like homeowners associations and areas and things like that, but an entire city? That's pretty messed up. Online, we'll naturally seek what has our best interest, right? We will no longer, I hope, on face value, accept big core. Hope is one hell of a drug. It sure is. Dude, we're mind controlled though, right? So the sooner we can admit it and like have compassion for it and be okay with it. Okay, now that I know, what can I do to be conscious of reprogramming this really weird but powerful computer? Yeah. Hope is cool. I used to have a lot of hope, and I still have a lot of hope, but different kinds of hope. Like I used to hope for, race for the cure, right? Or hope for a cure for cancer, or hope that the doctors won't hurt me this time, or hope that a knight in shining armor is going to come rescue me, or hope that someone will be nice to me, or that this candidate will win, right? I don't have hope for stuff like that anymore. My hope is like that those oranges really are going to grow and that there really is going to continue to be harmony on this property. It was interrupted once, by the way. I'm probably going to have to talk about that too, but let me get through these comments. Orange you proud. I sure am. Oh, okay, Rudy. Thank you for being here. And I hope you have a really good night in Scotland. I wish I could be there. I think, yeah, but international travel might be another one of those things of the past. So I don't know about you, but every single thing in my life, I try to appreciate it as if it was the last. Unless, of course, my kitty's hurt. When my kitty's hurt, I can't do shit. I can't think clearly. I can't make rational decisions. I can't like do anything in that trauma, right? But every other time, yeah. Everything could be your last, right? Your last apple, your last time you're allowed to visit Scotland, your last time you're allowed to cross the county line, your last time you can get farm fresh cream. You might have eaten your last steak already. I don't know. Yep. Gratitude. So really, I like to savor these moments. And we are in a time where that's like an actual reality. I knew I may never have a pomegranate again, so I bought a pomegranate tree. I may not ever be able to have a Meyer lemon or a key lime again, or a Panamanian orange or blue banana. So I bought a tree. I may never be able to have a cherry again, so I bought a tree. You know what I mean? Like, I really think about that. You can press oil from black sunflower seeds. Need a aw, dude. Yum. Yeah, I would like to get a press and one of those juicer presses, like a non-electric one. Um, Right. Here's a good comment. It's easier to co-op with others and exchange goods you produce than to produce 100% of what exactly. That was my whole point in 2012 with Project Love Your Neighbor. Because even then, I was still trying to do everything, but much smaller space and trying to work and do a show and, teach and all that stuff. But yeah, I said then, like, we can't do everything. Do what you do best, do what you love to do, and encourage everyone else to do what they love to do, right? So if you're good at pomegranates or tomatoes or whatever, and someone else is really good fishing, or someone else is really good at drywall or whatever, building a fence, right? Or a chicken coop, or yeah, do what you can, focus on what you're good at and what you love to do, and also learn something new every day. But yeah, definitely make friends with your community. I know we've been so isolated, right? But that's how they, whoever they are, again, win. So be a real rebel and go hang out with your neighbor. Be without a mask, and maybe bring him some fresh salsa or peaches or canned strawberries or whatever, right? Or dehydrated. Be a real rebel and build community. Okay, let's see. You compress. Okay, for potatoes, grow them in a tower. Okay, I should try that. I only have mine right now, just a little amount in one of those little 2 wood, the smaller beds. So it's not a ton, but this whole season, obviously, being that I just moved in and building it, it's kind of like an exploratory mission or expedition where what's going to grow good where or what, and obviously getting things in. I mean, I put garlic in the ground in freaking May. You know what I mean? That's only like 6 months late. So, and even though I was too late for like radishes and beets and greens, I still threw some in and some grew anyways. In fact, I have actually too many greens now. And I did put the next wave for fall. I seeded just a couple days ago, and they're already coming up, like cauliflower and broccoli and, like September, October crops. Cole crops, they're referred to, although some people call them cold, COLD, which technically they like cooler weather, so it could be true, but they're actually coal, COLE. All right, so Aquarius sun. Oh, Aquarius ascendant, sun in Libra, moon in Sag. Okay, so that's why you can tolerate me. This is another weirdo. Yay! Okay, we gathered feral olives from an abandoned 1890s. Oh, wow. Yeah, they have a bunch of trees like that out in your neck of the country. I did think about getting an olive tree, and there's a couple more trees I still want. I want an avocado, I want an almond, and definitely an olive would be cool. I was raised in the Brady Bunch, moon landing, TV dinners, and Tang. Totally, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and married with children. Tang was delicious, though. I could just eat that powder, like, ugh, and then finish it up with that delicious minty paste from elementary school. Oh, and then bite off the lead paint on the wall of my closet, the little corner there, and then go eat my fucking blue pill, my fluoride thing, and let that fucking dissolve in my mouth. I grew my taters this year that way. Oh, not liking the results. I would like to learn more about the tower gardening, but it's also how much space do you have, right? I haven't always had that much space. And just because I do have that much space still doesn't mean I could just go in and put a whole field of potatoes because it's all damn rock. Like, It's rock and limestone. So everything I grow, except for a few native trees, is going to have to be in raised beds. So 13 acres of soil is probably costs a pretty penny. My neighbors are amazing. That's awesome. I grow stuff that hangs over the property line and invite neighbors to help themselves. Perfect. And I'm sure that's a really good example too. Might make them want to grow their own. I share my eggs and veggies with neighbors. Awesome. Hopefully they don't turn me in. Yeah. You got to be careful. Oh, look, here's another comment that was blocked. I used to get to the top of the fridge to get the St. Joseph's aspirins and eat that shit like it was dessert. I don't know about the St. Joseph aspirins, but Flintstone vitamins, they were the bomb. Yeah, just pop the bottle. Isn't that funny that the comments that they're withholding? Wow. I've read that potatoes don't develop nodes upwards of the green line, so towers don't work. Mounding is to prop the plants and shade the tubers. Huh. All right. I'm not a potato expert, so I can only talk on what I actually know. And I've grown potatoes a few times, but I just put them in the ground and had fun digging them up. I didn't find out the best way or the worst way, because we learn by mistakes, right? So I didn't kill them, so I guess I didn't learn anything. Everything you grow in the garden can be fermented as well. Yeah, I guess it can. I don't, that's also something I don't know a lot about. And I know that a lot of people say it helps them a lot and it's really super important. When I think of fermented foods, I think of my mom trying to make me eat a goddamn hot dog with sauerkraut and a fucking canned chili and like I think I've forever been ruined. But my friend in Oregon I went to visit had some fresh kimchi from her garden, and that was delicious. So maybe I'll try to get over it. I guess it's just a little bit of salt, and I could try it maybe one of these days. Oh, really? Okay, so here's a comment. I let my kombucha SCOBY get moldy. So what's up with that? That's well, obviously when it got big, that was right when I was starting my homelessness, so I never really tried it. I've drank kombucha and I think it's delicious sometimes. And so when I do drink it, which I had one recently, I got another delicious kind. But I would like to know, so the mold and such, like we're taught like mold and fungus is bad, but we eat blue cheese. I love blue cheese. But how do we know which mold is okay and which mold isn't? Like how, and do you have a resource maybe that I can learn more? Because when I see mold on food, I'm throwing it in the trash. And again, I'm a Virgo, 3 planets in Virgo, and I'm kind of a food Nazi. So yeah, so if you have a resource that can teach me more about moldy kombucha, or even like your own personal experience, what it's done for you, I would totally love to hear it. Okay, salt fermented lemons. Wow. Okay, holy crap. Look how much you guys are going to teach me. I'm scared. Who's going to come over and teach me how to ferment properly? You have to feed the SCOBY regularly. I let it go over a month on the drugs. It starved and got green fuzz on top. Oh, so the mold on it probably wasn't a good thing then? Yeah, probably not. I totally misread that. I thought that was like that's a good kind of mold that we don't know about, and it made your kombucha stronger. Sorry, Pisces. Dang. So you feed it sweet tea, like tea that you make, or is it kind of, because I know what I refer to as tea isn't exactly tea, but to me, tea is like that heal all, infused overnight in water, or dandelions, nettles, things like that. So when you say tea, are you referring to like a Pico or Earl Grey or something like that? Or, um, yeah, I am not educated. And see, that's another reason why we should have like a round table or something. And because we all know things that each other or someone else doesn't know. And then just, I think, learning new ways that people do things, like, for example, canning. My neighbor in Branson, like, I only knew the so called normal way to can, but she's like, oh, don't waste your time. Just boil that shit, 20 minutes and just stick it right in the jar and you're done. I'm like, what? So I canned a small batch like that. All I did was put the salsa in the pan. I freaking boiled it for 20 minutes, like she said, put it in the jar, put the lid on. They were sealed. They were perfect. Just in way less steps, right? So I'm like, hey, can I do that with everything? Okay, the Needy Homesteader has a video series on how to grow a sourdough. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that hasn't really been that available, yeast. Yeah. Green thumb with the help of the round table. Totally. I'm serious. Like Love Cat and Desire for Liberation. And who else was talking gardening and stuff? Let me scroll up. Love Cat. Wait, I think I already said that. Sorry. I'm ridiculous. But yeah. Oh, and the other one. What's the other name? Evil de Bono. Evil de Bono. Or yeah, I don't know. I'm calling you out. If you would like to figure out how we could do something like that, whether it's on radio, right? Or YouTube or something, and we could just like set some topics and even talk about what's growing in our yard. Like, I could probably do a show every day if I just walked around the property and this weed or this tree or this whatever. But I'm sure I might have something in my yard that you don't have, or vice versa. And all the different ways to propagate or whatever. Obviously, you've learned something throughout the years. So. Okay, black tea with lots of sugar. I get chai. Pressure canner, yeah. Let's see. University Extension has a master preservers program. Wow, with monthly lessons. Huh, that's super cool. Any tips for canning green beans? I have never canned green beans. So hopefully somebody else knows. Yeah. That would be yummy, though, because I've never been a canned food person, but I have always, canned beans were kind of good, and canned corn. So maybe I should try it. Oh, wait, except I might have to grow more beans. I didn't grow enough to can. I don't really think this season I'm going to have that much to preserve. Again, the time when I got in here, when I could plant things, some things are super late. If I get any harvest at all, I'm happy, which obviously I am. But again, it's more of a, here I am, it's summer, they ain't gonna wait for me, get what I can planted now and try different things in different areas to see what grows better for next year, when I'm able to have a full season and start my seeds early and get things in the ground like beans at the proper time, and peas. Yeah, so All in. That's right. Fucking Saturn. Saturn's awesome, though, by the way. I know a lot of people fear Saturn and we're told it's Satan and all of this stuff. I mean, dude, everything's Satan, okay? My fucking kitty's Satan, okay? I mean, what is Satan really? Like a figure or in our mind, an adversary, somebody who does something we don't like? Um, right. But Saturn, yeah, I did talk about that earlier, but I guess I didn't bring up the fact that I had a really emotional moment with Saturn a few months ago, and I just like broke down crying, like thanking, giving thanks. And then it got even crazier, and like Saturn fucking thanked me. I just had chill. Oh, I still, again, just from that, because I think Saturn is happy when people aren't always looking for the easy way out and wants to do the work and the preparation and really live their truth. Satan is a creation of fallen human consciousness energized by fear, for reals. Yeah, or here's another one. Satan is said to be the boss of worldly things. So yeah, I suppose everything is Satan. I mean, right? Like, some people like me, some people hate me. I'm like the biggest, most meanest, racist, child abusing, animal abusing, adult abusing, building bombing, murderer, Satan in the universe, right? Look how many people worship Bill Gates, right? Or any political figure. So I don't know what. Who and what is Satan really? Honestly, I think it's just separation. And it's funny because your name came up, sin corona, like sin in Latin is without, right? So to me, it's just without God. And what's God to me is love, which is also truth, which is also nature. So for me, Satan is just basically sin, God, not like you're a sinner and you suck. It's like because we're a white person and we can't say sin. So, oh, God is love and seeds and flowers and trees. Totally. Like, I don't understand how anyone could see something grow and not totally be changed in life. Like, oh my God. And some of the seeds, when they come up in like 3 days, I'm like, oh my God, I'll call my friend. Like, oh my God, we got more babies. And these little babies came up and oh, it is the most beautiful thing. And like green beans or whatever. And they get up there and they just like stretch their arms and give you a big hug. And hello, I'm here. And how is that not God? How is that not truth? How is that not what's important? Yeah. So I don't know if you want to share what it's like being in San Bernardino right now. Are you restricted from, say, oh, wait, I did see in California he restricted all personal care services, all fitness, all like, yeah, I don't know. What is that like? Oh, here's another. Your comment was held back again. I spend hours watching my fucking chickens. They love me. Fucking YouTube. YouTube is like blocking the funniest. There hasn't been like one bad comment, and they're like, "Oh, we blocked this." That's funny. Well, shit. So I just want to thank you for being here again. I wasn't even planning on this, and I did talk a bunch of shit. Oh, there was one thing I said I'd get back to. That's right. Ooh, my sacred temple being soiled. And the reason I want to talk about this, okay, but let me finish up. Yeah, so San Bernardino is chill, but I hardly go anywhere. Hubby has to go to work in a mask. Our corner store, people don't mask. Okay, well, good. I'm glad there's people protesting. I just have to say, I would not be able to survive in a mask wearing place right now. I'm so thankful that my path led me here in the nick of time, dude. Um, yeah, I would never be able to do that. It just makes me sick thinking about it and just like anxious and yeah. But you know what? If I have to play the medical card, I could easily do that. I mean, I've in and out of the doctors my whole life with like 50 diagnoses. Yeah, I could definitely pull one of those cards. So, yeah, oh, I am so sorry that you have to deal with it. And I just hope that you can make your life to where you don't have to deal with the masked zombies. Dude, I'm terrified. I mean, not really, but dude, I'm more afraid of the zombies than any alleged virus or bacteria or directed energy weapon. I, yeah, I'm terrified for humanity and the lack thereof. And when the few of us real humans move on, um, what will happen to the ones here? Can people actually remain human anymore with the biological and chemical warfare going on, the medical trauma, which has gotten worse and worse and worse? Like, are humans or people born as humans going to be able to think for themselves anymore? Or are they going to be so traumatized, medically tortured, and fucking brain dead that they're going to be vessels for more crap, which really wouldn't make sense because if this is our Earth school, you can't have all only zombies, right? Because zombies aren't here to learn. So I think there'll always be the same balance. There's, I don't know, maybe 4% real humans. And this is our school, not theirs. So instead of getting caught up in the world they want us to focus on, we just kind of have to get back to class and kick some ass, right? Graduate, win. Oh, good. So you went to Lowe's without a mask. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're in a place where they are expected, but nobody said anything. And that's so awesome because Um, a few other people who have tried that have also experienced the same thing. I personally don't even when I do go to town, I'm not in a place with mask laws. So thankfully, I don't have to do that. But if I do, I'll be like, just talk to my doctor, bitch. Yeah. And, if you do have disabilities or whatever, right? Challenges, whether it's anxiety or PTSD, any kind of trauma. And I think they even said like mental illness. So, whatever, I guess depression would be included in that. Or, I could easily claim schizophrenia. Just kidding. But, it's illegal for them to ask you what your disability is. And according to the American the ADA, Americans with Disability Act, Yeah. It's illegal for them to ask you, and any harassment or refusal of service or something thereafter holds them personally liable, like lawsuit type stuff. So you might want to print up one of those flyers and have it in your pocket just in case. But yeah, you don't have to hurt yourself to make someone else feel better. So I am so glad to hear that more people are just saying, fuck that shit. Because really, fuck that fucking shit, motherfucker. Like, what? Fuck that shit. Oh no, here's another blocked comment. Activate, individuate, accelerate, graduate. All right. Okay, what else did I miss? Yeah, no zombies welcome here, dude. Yep, there's no masks allowed on my property. Like, seriously, somebody shows up with a mask, they're gonna meet one of my new toys. Yeah, like, that's scary. That feels like a threat to me. It's been a threat our entire lives. We watch movies and we also experience in our lives torture by people wearing masks, right? How many people have gone to jail or were arrested for wearing a mask in a public protest, right? Dude, it's crazy. In fact, there's an article about a biker like 5 years ago or something that was charged with wearing a mask, because his biker gang or something was targeted. And, like, how soon we forget. But yeah, I consider that a threat. There's nobody welcome anywhere near me in a mask. Besides, I don't want to catch their cooties. Like, they're all right here, And then is that person going to touch my door? I don't want your shit, man. No. You can keep the cooties. Oh, yeah. You can keep the cooties. No one really believes in masks, so they would handle them like biohazards. Exactly. And like this whole thing, like, why do you have to be told you have a deadly disease, dude? If you were dying, you would know it. Let me tell you, when I was dying, I didn't need to be tested for it. Like, I knew, right? Like, look at the pictures. Like, I couldn't form a word. I couldn't get up. I couldn't, dude. You know when you're sick. We've always known when we were sick. We've always called in sick, right? When we were sick. Like, it's so funny what big babies people have become. They need a test for someone to tell them, why do you need to be like swabbed or poked at your blood-brain barrier? Remember when my brain fucking blew up? That was because something crossed my blood-brain barrier. Why would you do that to yourself? And I would be willing to bet my life that only people that actually have it, if it is an actual something, which I honestly think it's a name of a set of symptoms that are simply caused by shitty lifestyle, a flu vaccine, and a test. So that's just my opinion. I don't really care what anyone thinks. You're not going to educate me, not because I know it all, but what I do know is how to keep myself healthy. And what I also know is that I have do not resuscitate orders anyways. Like, everyone who knows me knows that I die where I die, and that's it. Like, don't fix me. If I die in my fucking yard, don't even bury me, dude. I want the animals to eat me. It's just the way it is. I've already died. I've been there. I don't fear it at all. In fact, I quite enjoy it. I honestly, what's worse than dying is fucking living. And really, like, waking up again. That's worse. Like, not once have I died, and in the first several months of my comeback, have I thought, wow, this is great. No, I'm like, fuck. I'm back here again. God damn it. I guess God really does hate me. Like, I guess I really was born to just fucking be tortured and suffer. Like, again, dying doesn't suck. The life that people are not living, that they refer to as life, that's what sucks. And I think the reason people are fearing death or a flu or I'm too stupid to fucking get my own vitamin C, like, it's because they haven't lived. That's why they fear it so much. And really, dude, if you are so gone that you actually look at humans, all of a sudden, because the news says so, just all of a sudden, everyone's like this walking fucking virus bomb out to murder you. You're already dead. What a shitty existence. I'm not afraid of anyone. I don't want to be afraid of anyone. And I know that if I was afraid of everyone, that I would not be happy. Like, you know what? Yeah, there's a lot of zombies. Yeah, there's a lot of assholes. Okay. But guess what? There is a lot of really fucking cool, talented, smart, capable, wise people that know all sorts of things from their vastly different experiences. Okay. What's wrong with going out and finding them? That's what I don't understand. Like people who just want to sit and fight with their neighbors over politics all the time. That doesn't make any sense. Go find something you enjoy. Go hang out with people you love and respect. Like, duh. It's like, but getting back to the most people hate life and want to die, but they're just too afraid to admit it thing. And the sooner you admit it and are able to talk about it, the sooner you'll heal it. And oh, wait, yeah, I did that. So don't believe me? Go back and watch my videos from 4 or 5 years ago. Go look at the photos from 6 years ago. Like, yeah. Okay, so the masks is, I had to wear a mask last week. Oh, to see my son last week in hospital. He was in renal fail. Oh, dude. It was a horrible torture chamber prison, dude. Of course, all hospitals are. Wow. I'm sorry, man. That is just fucked up. At least you got to see him, I guess, trying to look at the bright side. Whereas a lot of people haven't. That just fucking, I am so sorry, dude. Yikes. Okay. Wow. Okay, someone has asthma. By the way, asthma, if you want to cure it like forever, I have some videos on the channel that will explain more, but I'll just make it real simple. H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, peppermint oil, distilled water. And if you want to smoke some Mullen here and there, go for it. But my lifelong asthma, like I'm talking 911 calls, emergency room visits multiple times a week, steroids, shots, inhalers, like all that shit, poof, gone. And there were dietary changes as well, right? So not that many though, but it really is that simple. So I would just put some H2O2 in my distilled water, like a couple drops, or let's say 1 capful per gallon. And then of each glass you drink of that, just put 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. I recommend peppermintgym.com. And yeah, smoke some Mullen here and there. Stay away from dairy. And asthma will be gone forever. But if you need it, like if you have to go to a store that requires a mask, hold on to that asthma diagnosis. Oh, goodness. Everyone here is in mask HIPAA laws, cannot disclose why you cannot wear. Exactly. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for being here. She that exists. Masks are medical devices, and the government is practicing medicine without a license. I love that. What would happen if we like had some major, prescription for the whole world? Like we would totally end up in jail. Or are you a gun owner? I'm assuming you're talking to me. And if you are, the answer is yes. Everybody is out here, dude. So I'll get back to the vessel that was here. Okay, so how do I even talk about this? So again, I want to bring it up because it's real life, not like, oh my God, poor me. But I will say this, there was kind of a breach of security kind of thing. I trust my intuition more than other people do. And something that is common, like when I'm inaccessible, these fake TIs, perps, they try to pretend that they're friends with me or better friend, more than Facebook friends with me to my other friends. So my other friends that don't know, believe them, and then do things like, hey, go over to Christy's house. And then I say, like, well, okay, you could stay for a couple days. Sure, no problem. The war is real. There are humans that are not human. And I don't mean this in a condescending way. I'm just getting back to the whole, we're not all the same. We're not all real. There are beautiful looking humans, right? They even have beautiful voices, or they're really good with instruments, or they're really good on the screen, or they're really good with words, or, AI has talents too, right? So, but so my friend was here, thankfully, who has not experienced the non-human entity in a human body thing, which was cool that he got to actually see it and realize I'm not just fucking talking shit. But it was here. And I mean it, because look, these things, they have black eyes. They're not capable of even feeding themselves or pissing in the fucking toilet, you know? And as it turned out, he was trying to get in with women who have homes, like either single older women or women with a dying partner or their mother or things like that. And really, what I want you to know is in these times, the apocalypse, the revealing, you are going to have to be ready to face that these people you think even, dude, this is fucked up. Let me tell you. It still hurts my stomach to think about. But one of my most favorite people for over a decade, and I'm talking like gone. They are gone. He is not him anymore. People are being possessed, inhabited in great numbers. But here's the thing. If you didn't just fucking wake up, you would have heard me years ago when I told you they're inhabited and it's only going to get worse. So the only thing that's changed now is that we're in a place where non-crazy people can see it, right? But just because it's real and accept that it happens, like when it hits you, and it will. It could be your mom. It could be your family. It could be a child. It could be it, but you will experience it. Like, you really are going to have to accept that this human is no longer human. They are operating on, I don't even want to put a name to it because whatever, vampire, psychopath, narcissist, pill popper, mind control, whatever. They're all the same. It's the end result is the same. So they might be working through different entities, but all the entities end up leading to the same place, which is to feed off of your soul, to feed off of your light, to feed off of your creativity. Okay? So I had to actually Dude, I've seen people turn, and I've seen people, but I have never seen it like this, where it was an actual living human. I've seen people change. I've seen people do some pretty drastic things. But this was a real, super beautiful human. Like, was there for me, was always says the right things on Facebook, stuff like that. But yeah, so it's not just, them over there. We're in a time and a place where you will watch your loved ones become inhabited. And if you don't believe it, or you don't want to accept it, or you want to stick around for it, you will also be. It literally, it's fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers, dude. That's what it is. And that's why being accountable and authentic on all levels is of utmost importance, okay? Because you have to purity, dude, purity. That's the best way to describe what is necessary for people to not be devoured. And when I say purity, I'm not talking like some religious version of uh, chastity or anything like that, which I am, but not because of a religion. Okay, so I'm not talking about that, or you cuss, or I'm not talking about that. Purity means you are 100% authentic to you and your heart and your true soul path. That's it. It means uncorruptible. It means that you will not take a paycheck for your soul on any level, under any circumstance. It also means that you won't mindlessly consume, right? Like, oh God, I hate this, but I had to make purchases on Amazon recently. And that is something I have not and said I would never do. But unfortunately, we're in this situation where it's the only place you can get a couple things that we needed to secure the house. So I don't feel good about it, but I also know that there was no other way, and that protecting what I worked for here and spending $100 or whatever there being the only place I could get that once in a lifetime object, I'm better off with it. But honestly, I don't like it at all. I would have liked to really meant it when I said they will never get one single more dollar. They got another dollar from me, and that sucks. But that doesn't, that I'm not going to go to hell, right? That doesn't make me impure. That, right? So you're living your path to. I didn't go to Amazon first. You know what I mean? Like, I literally, I've been here 3 months now. Do you know how many stores I've been to try to get things? Like, you can't. So I had to do something against my better judgment. And I'm just sharing that with you because I don't want you to feel guilty if you had to do that once or twice or whatever, too, right? But to be like, true purity is staying in line with your resoluteness of purpose. It's driving that hour and a half to support the farm or the local people, as opposed to just going down the street mindlessly to Walmart or 7-Eleven or whatever, right? So staying true to whatever your purpose is. And let me tell you, we don't all have the same purpose, right? So don't make, I'm not even saying, oh, you have to be just like me. I'm not saying that either. I'm me because I'm me. You need to be you because you're you. We are not the same. We don't have to pretend to be, but whatever it is you are, be 100% true to that. Hmm. Yeah. And again, I mentioned earlier, you want to keep the vampires away, be completely yourself because they hate that. And they don't, there's so many easy targets. Why would they waste their time with somebody who's going to fight back? They don't. They run along. Shine the light, speak your truth, and kick some fucking ass. Sorry, let me get back to the oh, you brush my dude. I don't even know the last time I brushed it. I just tie it up and thank you. Oh, your son was forced to test. Oh, fuck. I am so sorry. God, I am so. Oh, look, here's a whole bunch of more comments that were held back. Wow, I'm really far behind. I am so sorry. Yeah. Okay, peroxide. Yeah, the peroxide, you want 35%. Okay. So a lot of health food stores will have them in the refrigerated section, or you can search online. I found, okay, and I live in the country. I'm in Arkansas. I'm nowhere near a big city, like 2.5, 3, at least. Well, what's a big city? 100,000 people. So at least a couple hours away from that. But the store that's like 50 minutes away had it. So it is pretty common in health food stores. So, oh my God, they are killing your son. What the frag? I am so sorry. Oh man. Hi, Ro. Yeah, I bought many Amazon items. See, I'm not trying to say guilt. I'm trying to say if you really believe that big business is destroying small business and you still support big business, then you're to blame. Therefore, that is not authentic, right? Either or you're not being accountable. So which is it? Like, if you say one thing and do another mindlessly and just go to Amazon first instead of support your neighbor, then you can't complain about the outcome that all your neighbors are out of business and that you only have corporate garbage to choose from. So, yeah. Well, that's a good point. You prefer the sin of Amazon shopping to dwelling among the local sheep. Again, this isn't like I'm so not trying to make anyone feel guilty. I'm trying to promote mindfulness and being conscious of everything you do, every moment of every day. Like literally being conscious of every single dollar you spend and where it goes. And if you have a choice, in my opinion, if I have a choice to buy something on Amazon for $12 or pay the local 40, I'm going to go to the local and I'm going to pay 40. If Amazon is my only option for something I absolutely need, not want, but need, then I'll go there. Hopefully, I won't have to do it again. It makes me sick just thinking about it. But I believe my own bullshit. And my own bullshit is that I see that small business has been pushed out over the last several decades and even harder this year. And most will never, ever recover. But again, that's because people choose convenience in the disposable lifestyle over taking care of what you have, respect it, fix it, and try to support a local. So if you're totally fine, like, and again, own whatever you are. If you're totally fine with not having local farmers, then don't support local farmers. And I'm not judging that either. I'm just saying be you and like be it fully. Don't make excuses for it. Like just be it and live it. So some people are, we're not all the same again, right? So, and that's okay. I've gotten rid of so many associates by being myself. I totally understand that. Okay, money is the physical form of exchanging energy. Like you said, vote with your dollar. That's exactly what it is. So, getting back to the question, what do you want more of? Do you want more pomegranates and kiwis? Or do you want more GMO seedless watermelon? Whatever it is that you are, whatever side of the fence you're on, support it, right? And I'm definitely not going to stop anyone from doing, what they believe is right. But you're also not going to make me do something that I don't believe is right. So again, that's what I mean by purity, is being fully, unabashedly whoever you are and living it to the fullest without excuses, without shame, like clear conscience, right? Because you're your own judge, right? It ain't, technically, it's not Saturn or God or someone else coming in to beat you up for your sins or whatever, right? It's actually you and your guilty conscience for whatever it is that you feel guilt over. So I know, and I'll use myself as an example. Like, I used to believe that premarital sex was a sin. And I really believed that every single thing bad that happened to me was because I had premarital sex, and so therefore I should be punished. You could see how that could easily spiral and turn into an extremely unhealthy way of life. But hey, I'm not the only one. I'm just someone who's learned from my mistakes. If you're going to be an asshole, own it. Exactly. Like, it's totally okay. I would know, I'm not going to tell you not to be. I'm not going to try to take your channel down or have you kicked out of the city or not fed, or like, if I don't like it, I just don't listen. It's pretty simple, right? So I buy food. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, well, dude, I totally wasn't making fun of you. Because I really believe everything I said. If you really believe in Amazon and you really, like, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is people being dishonest. But this is really, it's actually good news. Oh, yay, he's just like me. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. It's, I'm running a cult, right? So. And I'm not being sarcastic, but I just want to read the comment. I was being facetious. There are even greater reasons for not using the likes of Amazon. Agreed. I buy food local, and my garden hasn't been nearly as successful as, well, whatever. Not everybody is blessed with this much space and time. So don't, there's no comparison here. The whole point is just that everybody is doing something, right? Remember when I only could have a front yard garden? Or then the time where I only had a 4x8? Or, oh my God, in Utah, it was even less than that. Just as long as we're doing something to create what we really desire, what we really believe in, I think we're good to go. You know what I mean? I don't think no karmic gods are going to go in and, well, he's an ass. Dude, like, seriously, if I love assholes. I just have to say that. Every single person that people warn me I'm not going to like, oh, he's this old grumpy guy. Yeah, he doesn't really like many people. Dude, they always love me. And I love them because they're funny as fuck. And they're assholes to the core, like to other people, but that's just because they believe their own bullshit and they own it. That's it. And I think that's a beautiful character. Like, that's someone I can hang out with. That's somebody I can trust, right? Because they're not like smiling to your face and, plotting behind your back, which I've dealt with quite a bit, even recently. So I totally respect a real asshole. I'm not a fan of magic, any really. I don't, because I think everything is magic, but using our influence is control. Okay, so just to clarify, but I had a black magician on my show like 10 years ago, and he's like totally the opposite. Everything about me, but he believed his own bullshit and he lived it, and it was an awesome learning experience. Like Uncle Lair, I love him. I didn't believe at least half of what he talked about, but why was he a regular guest and why do I love him? Because he believed his own bullshit, right? He lived it, he talked it, he walked it. Just because people don't agree or see things exactly the same as the other doesn't make him a bad person. But again, if you're still wearing the mask, like I'm just going to pretend to feel this way so I can get along with these people or what those people might think of me, that's bullshit, and that is impure. Okay. I've tried gardening. I'm suspicious of the neighbor using weed. Oh, that would suck. They don't necessarily need to use it right on yours, like drift, the wind. Like every time, like where I lived in Washington and they sprayed, dude, I smelt it. But the plants, like they all just started to dry up, like for no reason, just all of a sudden. So yeah, hopefully it's not like somebody actually doing that to you, which could happen. That happened to me when I lived in Branson. So it could happen. And I hope it's not, because that really sucks. That's a lot of work. But if they are, then smack a hoe. Okay, what did I miss? All right. My neighbor comes around every 2 weeks with a backpack. Oh, wow. Oh, no. With Roundup, and you're downhill. I planted evergreens along my property. I have a video. Oh, shit. Really? That has got every 2 weeks, too. Like, he's like, is he purposefully trying to kill everything in the neighborhood? That's wow. I'm sorry. I am sure that people spray around here. But thankfully, I shouldn't be as affected as I would be if I was like right next to someone. But dude, I'm still trying to cure diseases that the plants carried before I moved in. Like I have a cedar apple rust disease on my quince. I had to basically prune the entire quince, and I guess that comes from a cedar tree. There's a big cedar there and some galls or whatever, so I got some copper stuff and I pruned it all down, and I'm trying to isolate the diseased plant material, and yeah, hopefully it'll come back for next year. But yeah, we get shit, but the spray, I don't understand. Like that's like I think I mentioned in one of my videos, like one of my friends said, "Oh well, I can't grow fruit trees. They take too much money or too many chemicals." And I'm just like, wait, what? Hasn't Mother Nature been kind of growing shit without our money and chemicals for like millennia? So. He's your what? Your land? Well, all right. Okay. So, all right. Desire for liberation. Sorry. I'm going to call you out. And I mean none of this. I do not mean to be insensitive or condescending in any way. I'm talking to you exactly the way that I talk to myself and that I would. Why are you there? Okay. If he's your landlord and you know that he's going to come spray every 2 weeks that he's been doing for however long, why are you still there? So, I don't know. If you don't want to hear my pep talk, seriously, just tell me shut the fuck up and I promise I will. Oh, you own the So you own the property next door, then why are you renting from a scumbag that wants to poison it? So, and again, you could tell me shut the fuck up at any time, and I so won't meddle, you know. But yeah, that's okay. But I am always curious, like when I had shitty experiences with whatever, like I had to kind of ask myself, like, why are you still there? Oh, he is a landlord, not your landlord. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. Okay, so why don't you shoot him? No, I'm just kidding. So, I have a Sag moon. Calm down, motherfuckers. No, but really. I mean, wow. Damn. Is there, like, I wonder if the city, if there's any way that you can bring in, I forget what they're called, but write something up like a cease and desist kind of and ask him to stop using poison. There's scientific evidence that this drift is affecting my health, my plants, and my property. If you want to say, put your spray like directly into your soil on your property, that's fine. But the spraying is affecting me. What can we do about it? Like, maybe. Or go to the city. I mean, especially with all those recent lawsuits proving and them admitting that they cause health problems, you might have more leverage. Oh, good. So you're planting sunflowers. Um, Damn. That sucks. Are you happy where you're at? Like, would you consider selling and moving somewhere where you won't get sprayed? And especially if you're in California, dude, let me tell you, you could sell your house and end up with 5 of these. Maybe. Oh, you're okay. I'm sorry, I confused you. You're in New York and the other one's in California. Okay. Well, still, New York's pretty pricey. Could you sell and go to a place that you wouldn't have to deal with as much crap? Yeah, that would just, oh my God, if my neighbor was doing that, I would definitely be fighting. Definitely. In fact, like, do you have a drone? Because if you do, why don't you put like a little pail of glyphosate on it and then fly your drone over his house? Yeah, and see how fast the authorities come and accuse you of attempted murder. So if that's, if it's poison like that, it's poison when people are squirting that crap in the air. Are we awake again? Who do we have here? Oh, hello, Thora. Hello, Poseidon. Who do we want to see? Thora is the one that's always here. And here's Mama. Let's show the proud Mama. The beautiful, proud Mama, Jashira. Hello. You've been a really good mama. You've been such a good mama. I love you so much. Here you go. Yeah. Oh, and look at you, Jaguar. Oh, and Poseidon, you keep getting your hands caught up. They can't control their claws, so they keep getting stuck. Okay. I kind of talked a lot of crap. Oh, I challenge him. He says this is legal. What you smoke is not. Oh my God. Wow. He says that. Oh, that's hilarious. By the way, Smake, when I had to fill out my the last place I live, the lease agreement, she hated smoking, so she wrote on the application, or not the application, but the agreement that I am a non-smacker and agree to not smack at home. So of course I checked yes, because of course I'm not going to smack anyone. But yeah, anyways, I love typos, so they're fun. But yeah, really, dude, it's been 3 hours. That's wow. And the sun is kind of coming down. It's almost 8, so I got to go do my second watering. Like in the front with the pots, they dry out so fast, so I have to water minimum twice a day. But I am so glad that I figured out how to get this to work finally, and that I can do this, because I do kind of want to talk a lot of shit, if you can't tell. Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here. And I love seeing your names and your comments and just your contributions. Um, yeah. And I desire for liberation. I'm so sorry about your son and what you both are being, oh, fuck, forced to go through. I haven't had to deal with any of that, again, mostly because everybody hates me. So nobody wants me to visit them in the hospital. But uh, not anymore. But, anyways, the vet thing, I got a little taste, just a little bit. But I called at least 5. Like, I was ready to drive hours, and you're not allowed in the waiting room, much less the room with your pet while they're being examined. And I was just like, nope, fuck that shit, next, and hung up. Like, nope, not a chance. What, you expect me to just drop my kitty off in the parking lot? And so it wasn't like that, and it was actually extremely efficient and super sweet. Yeah, you have to wait in the parking lot, but they had runners coming back and forth, and the doctor came out directly, so it was the same. It was just outside in the heat. But yeah, and also the fact that I couldn't take my baby there on Saturday because due to COVID, I wasn't an existing client, therefore your kitty must suffer. But that's the extent of the torture I've had to deal with. So I just can't even, I am so sorry you have to deal with that with your family. And I really hope that you are able to help him soon. And yeah. Oh, and maybe your landlord, or not your landlord, sorry, your neighbor will get a vaccine and hurry up and die. And then you can have your garden back, or just fucking sell and go to a place. And here's the thing though, you got to do it soon. Like really soon. Just remember, I said at the beginning, if you are not in the place that you want to die with the people you want to die with, go find it now. This may be one of the last like single family homes people could buy. You know what I mean? And with California, Oregon, Washington didn't actually make a law against it yet, but last I heard they made a halt on all single family home building. And shit is gonna get worse. Like, way worse. So if you might be able to sell it really quick. I don't know what kind of area you live in. If it's like, I know here shit's selling fast. Like people, yeah, they want to kind of be in the country, but there's people with young kids and stuff that want to be closer to things like that. But I don't know. Wow. Anyways, yeah. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. What a cool surprise. A surprise that I made it and a surprise that humans actually showed up. So I promise you that I will definitely talk more shit. Um, so yeah, this works. So thank you and have an awesome night. I did. I just want you all to have like the highest experience of health and happiness and freedom, and just know that no matter what happens out there, you are stronger. And I'm not just talking bullshit, it's true. So live it, own your worth. Like, if you don't know how fucking cool you are now, then right this moment, go start to find out. Okay? All right. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.